All right, so welcome everyone to another deep dive. And this time we are going to be looking at something maybe a little different than what we've done before.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're going to try to understand the experiences and the emotions of soldiers in combat,
Okay.
but we're going to do that through song lyrics.
Interesting.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at Hamburger Hill.
Okay. Oh,
So we don't have, historical documents or personal accounts
right.
for this dive, but like as you'll see, I think the song lyrics can really unlock a whole world of, a whole way of understanding this stuff.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, think about all the information packed into even just a couple of lines sometimes,
Yeah, definitely.
And Hamburger Hill, it seems like refers to a real battle.
Yeah.
Um, sounds like a jungle setting maybe.
Right.
Fought by these soldiers who are called, Red Warriors in the song.
Yeah, right.
But like, beyond those kind of basic facts, I think the lyrics really do offer a powerful window into just like what that experience was like.
Yeah, absolutely. And right off the bat, first verse, we are just dropped right into it.
Yeah.
Vivid description. Humid jungle mud, relentless rain.
I mean, it's heavy.
What kind of emotional landscape does that create for, the
Yeah.
listener, but also for the soldiers themselves?
Well, I think it immediately like hits you with this sense of how oppressive this battlefield is,
Oh.
like it's inescapable. You're in this jungle. It's raining constantly.
It's muddy.
It's muddy. It's not this like glorious open, battlefield charge.
Right.
It's this just like claustrophobic grinding struggle.
Yeah.
And then you have these lyrics, no time to pray and shadows creeping. And that just like adds to this feeling of constant danger.
Yeah.
Death is lurking everywhere.
Right. And you don't even have time to like think about it.
Right.
Like to process it. You're just
And it's like this thing, in war literature, I think there's this common theme of just like being swallowed by the environment, like losing your individuality.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of comes through here too.
Totally. And in the midst of all this chaos and darkness, the lyrics say, like, no fear was found.
Right.
But then almost like as a counterpoint to that, like brothers fell.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful juxtaposition there.
Absolutely. I mean, that speaks to this kind of like complex reality of courage and fear in combat.
Yeah.
You can be absolutely terrified, but still act,
Right.
still perform your duty. It's not about the absence of fear.
Right.
It's about overcoming it. And it's about these bonds of brotherhood,
Yeah.
that kind of push you forward.
It's that shared experience and
Yes.
that idea of sacrifice. It really comes to the forefront in the chorus.
Yeah.
I mean, this image of eagle sword in the blood-red sky.
Oh, yeah.
It always gives me chills when I hear that.
Oh, it's potent imagery. It could be interpreted in a few different ways, I think.
Yeah. What do you think?
On like a literal level, it could be, these birds of prey circling above the, just the carnage below.
Yeah.
But it also functions symbolically, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it represents the souls of the fallen soldiers kind of ascending.
Wow.
Or even just like a sense of detachment from the horrors that are happening down on the ground.
Yeah, like a God's eye view almost.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like think about how like Homer uses eagles, in the Iliad.
Right.
They're often like omens of death.
Yeah.
But they're also like divine messengers.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, there's this like duality to it.
Yeah, and the chorus really makes it clear that, any victory here comes at a steep price.
Right.
Like the lyrics say the price they paid.
And that's something that you see in a lot of war narratives, like this idea of duty patriotism,
Yeah.
but then also this potential for disillusionment later.
Right.
Did these soldiers believe that price was worth it?
Yeah, did they question the cause later on?
Exactly. And the song doesn't give us, any easy answers.
Yeah. Right.
But it forces us to confront these questions,
For sure.
which I think is really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the song moves on, we get these kind of like little glimpses into individual experiences.
Yeah.
Within this like huge battle, Sergeant called for one last push, silent prayers in every bush.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that these aren't just, faceless red warriors.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They're individuals with hopes and fears,
Yeah.
families back home probably,
Lives outside of this.
Exactly. And the silent prayers especially, I think,
Yeah.
really highlight that human need
Yeah.
for comfort,
Yeah. Yeah.
for connection to something greater than themselves
Yeah.
when they're facing, just total annihilation.
It's a very human moment in the midst of this like
Right.
really dehumanizing experience.
Absolutely.
And then the song ends on such a poignant note.
Yeah.
Names carved in a sacred yard.
I mean, it's haunting, but it's crucial.
Yeah.
It speaks to memory, to legacy.
Yeah.
These soldiers, their sacrifice will not be forgotten.
Right.
But it also makes you wonder,
Yeah.
who does the remembering?
Right.
Who shapes the narrative of these
Yeah.
battles, of these lives lost?
Who gets to tell a story?
Yeah, exactly. It's something for all of us to think about.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And so even in these, few verses,
Yeah.
we uncover this just like really complex tapestry of emotions and shared experiences
Right.
and the lasting impact of war.
Absolutely.
Hamburger Hill. It may not give us all the answers, but it's a powerful starting point.
Well, sure, it is.
What else can we learn about this battle?
Yeah.
Whose voices are missing from this song,
Right. Are we only getting one side of the story?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's up to you to kind of dig deeper and discover those hidden stories.
Yeah. Keep digging.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.